My name is Marissa Jefferson, and I am the executive director of REfire. At the age of 19, I wanted to move out of my parents' house, and I decided to get hooked up with the wrong people. I was just making bad decision after bad decision after bad decision that landed me in prison. The last time I got in trouble, I had received one of the largest sentences I had ever had. And at this time, my older sister was taking care of my oldest son with my grandmother. And we had a conversation where I was like, why aren't you guys coming to visit me? Why aren't you guys, sending me money? And she told me, she said, Marissa, I'm not sure if you understand that we're doing the best that we can to take care of your son. And I work hard for my money, and you've done this multiple times. And I want you to get whatever you need to get out of there so that you can come home and be with your family. And it was hard to accept. But as I look back over it, it was the decision where I decided that nothing was more important than my son. Nothing was more important than my family. And that I was ready to be with my family. It was the turning point where she was like, this can't happen anymore. I want better for you, but I can't want more for you than you want for yourself. And once she explained it to me, I had to realize myself that I didn't want this life. This life was not what this was not what I dreamed of. And so once I realized that I had chosen the wrong road, I felt like it was time for me to take 10 steps back and choose a different route, choose a different way. When I came home from prison, I was on probation. I was actually on probation for almost 10 years. Coming home and having those convictions on my record, it was really hard to find a job. It's really hard for people to believe that people can change, or that people have decided that that lifestyle is no longer for them and they want to become acclimated back into the society and be welcome into the community. I had a point in 2023 where I had lost my job. The job that I was working at had closed down, and I was looking for another job. And my probation officer at that time, she said, you know what, Marissa? She was like, you're always talking to me about things that you want to do. She was like, I heard about this program called REfire, and she's like, I think you'd be a great candidate for it. And I was like, really? I was like, what is it about? And she was like, well, it's a cooking program, and basically once you get certified, they kind of help you try to find a job. And so I was like, well, hey, I'll try it out. It just worked out where I was able to be accepted into the program. And once I was accepted into the program, I was able to complete the program. So my probation officer called to REfire, and she asked if I would be able to come see her. And, normally that's never a good thing. So I was just like, why would you want me to come see you? Like, I just saw you, everything was fine. And she was like, no, I think I really need to see you for this. And I was like, okay. And so I let them know, and Chef Rebecca was like, okay, well, go ahead and go, and guess what, we'll deal with whatever when we, once we hear what it is. I think she already knew, but she didn't want to tell me. And so I get to my probation officer, and she has a certificate of completion that I had never seen before, which I'm so grateful for, of me being able to be off of supervision. And so with that, I was able to get off probation while actually in REfire. It was just such a relief off of my shoulders to be able to, just travel, to be able to, just feel free. Just feel free. I remember thinking, like, once I leave here, what am I going to do with this certification? And I would think to myself, like, I know this is something that I really want for myself. I started talking to the chef that was there when I was going to class, and she was telling me, she was like, well, Marissa, do you really feel like you want to work in this background? And I was like, yeah, I think this is something that I could do. I think this is something that might be an interest of me. And she was like, okay, well, let's start. And she offered me a part-time position after I completed the program. So I started working part-time for her, and it blossomed into a full-time position. She just basically took me under her wing and basically guided me into learning whatever it was that I needed to know to be able to come and work with her full-time. And so I became her sous chef. And then from her sous chef, when she made the decision that she was going to leave REfire, that's when she broke the news to me about making me the executive director. It was very special to me because as I tell a lot of people that REfire means a lot to me. It changed my life in a lot of ways that I didn't think that I would ever have changed if I had not been through the program. And that's the same thing that I want to offer every student that comes to this door. I want to give them the same things that I got out of REfire. You know, just not even the confidence, but just the inner workings of working on yourself so that the output that you're giving everyone or wherever job that you're at, that you're giving them 110% of whatever it is. SB 752 is a bill that was passed through the Department of Corrections where a person, they receive time off the end of their probationary period. It's just cool that someone would think about that someone thought that, hey, this would be something that we can work on to get passed so that our students or people with felony convictions or people that are on probation will be rewarded for doing what you're supposed to do and understanding that, hey, I'm just not being rewarded through taking a sentence off of my probationary period, but I'm rewarding myself for doing the right thing. I can tell you that it made a big difference. It made a big difference in my life, and I know that it has made a big difference in other students' lives that have went through REfire. You just don't understand how much it means to a lot of people's family that, you know, that just said that, hey, they didn't see them changing or they didn't see the best in them, but now, you know, they have something to live for. They have something to grow with. And it's been so much fun being able to be a part of that with so many people's lives.